50. That is the number of old-fashioned frugal living tips passed down from grandmothers who lived through wars, recessions, and times when wasting anything was simply not an option. And the crazy part is, most of them still work just as well today. Let us get straight into it. Tip number 50. Save every rubber band that comes into your house. Rubber bands come wrapped around vegetables, mail, and packages constantly. Most people throw them in a drawer or toss them straight in the bin. Grandma kept a small jar on the counter and reused them endlessly. A bag of rubber bands at the store costs money you do not need to spend when nature practically delivers them to your door for free. Tip number 49. Never throw away a button. When a piece of clothing wears out beyond saving, cut off every single button before it hits the trash. Keep them in a tin or a jar. When another shirt or coat loses a button, you already have a replacement. Buttons are surprisingly expensive when you buy them new, and having a collection means you can extend the life of perfectly good clothing for almost nothing. Tip number 48. Cook your pasta in less water. Grandma figured out long ago that pasta does not need a giant pot of boiling water. You need enough to submerge it and stir it occasionally. Less water means less energy to heat it, which adds up on your electricity or gas bill over months and years. The pasta tastes exactly the same. Tip number 47. Keep a price book. Before smartphones, grandmothers kept small notebooks where they wrote down the prices of items at every store they visited regularly. Over time, you learn exactly when a sale is genuinely a deal versus just marketing language. Knowing that butter is normally a certain price means you can stock up aggressively when it drops and never overpay again. Tip number 46. Use both sides of every piece of paper. Printing, drawing, making lists, letting the kids color. Paper was treated like a resource because it is one. In an era of digital everything, paper still costs money, and using both sides effectively doubles your supply for the same purchase price. Tip number 45. Never pay full price for greeting cards. Grandma either made her own cards from scrap paper and creativity, or she bought them at the dollar store. A $5 or $6 greeting card at a major retailer is one of the most absurd markups you will find anywhere in retail. The sentiment is in your words, not the price tag of the card carrying them. Tip number 44. Line dry your laundry whenever possible. A clothes dryer is one of the most energy-hungry appliances in any home. Running it less frequently, even just a few times a week by hanging clothes on a line or a drying rack indoors, creates real savings on your utility bill. Clothes also last significantly longer when they are not being tumbled with heat repeatedly. Tip number 43. Brown bag your lunch every single workday. This one sounds obvious, but the math is staggering when you actually run the numbers. Buying lunch out 5 days a week at even a modest cost adds up to thousands of dollars over a year. Making your own lunch, even a simple one, reclaims that money completely. Tip number 42. Grow something you eat. Even if you have no garden, a pot of herbs on a windowsill counts. Fresh herbs at the grocery store are outrageously priced for what you get. Growing basil, parsley, chives, or mint at home means you have a constant supply for the cost of a small pot of soil and a seed packet. Tip number 41. Fix things before replacing them. Grandma did not rush to buy a new toaster when one stopped working. She investigated. Sometimes the fix is as simple as a deep clean, a loose wire, or a stuck mechanism. Repair culture is making a comeback, and for good reason. Replacing everything the moment it breaks is extraordinarily expensive compared to learning basic repair skills. Tip number 40. Make your own cleaning products. White vinegar, baking soda, and a bit of dish soap will handle the majority of your household cleaning needs. Commercial cleaning products are heavily marketed and heavily priced. A large jug of white vinegar costs almost nothing and replaces multiple products sitting under your sink right now. Tip number 39. Repurpose glass jars. Pasta sauce jars, pickle jars, jam jars. Grandma washed these and used them as drinking glasses, food storage containers, and organizers. A set of matching glass storage containers from a kitchen store is lovely. A shelf of clean repurposed jars works just as well and costs nothing extra. Tip number 38. Shop alone. This was wisdom Grandma lived by. Going grocery shopping with children, a partner who impulse buys, or hungry friends dramatically increases how much ends up in your cart. Shopping alone with a list and having eaten beforehand is one of the simplest ways to stick to a food budget with minimal willpower required. Tip number 37. Eat cheaper cuts of meat. Before beef tenderloin became the standard aspiration, people made extraordinary meals from chicken thighs, pork shoulder, beef chuck, and organ meats. These cuts are often dramatically cheaper than premium cuts, require slower cooking methods that develop deep flavor, and are nutritionally equivalent or superior. Tip number 36. Steep your tea bags twice. A tea bag has more than 1 cup of tea in it, especially for a lighter second steep. Grandma always got at least 2 cups from every bag. Over a year of daily tea drinking, this essentially halves your tea cost. A simple habit with zero downside in terms of the experience. Tip number 35. Never go shopping without a list. A list is your financial boundary at the store. Every item not on the list represents a budget decision that needs justification in the moment. Grandma wrote her list based on a weekly meal plan and she stuck to it. Grocery stores are designed by experts whose entire job is to make you deviate from your plan. A list is your defense. Tip number 34. Preserve food at peak season. When tomatoes are abundant and cheap in summer, make sauce and freeze it. When berries are on sale, freeze them in bags. When apples are at their best price, make applesauce. Buying and preserving food when it is cheapest and most plentiful is a straightforward way to eat well year-round without paying premium off-season prices. Tip number 33. Mend clothing instead of replacing it. A small hole in a sock or a worn elbow on a sweater is not a reason to throw something away. Grandma had a sewing basket, and she used it. Basic mending is a skill that takes an hour to learn and saves hundreds of dollars annually in clothing that gets years of extended use rather than ending up in a bag for the charity shop. Tip number 32. Buy whole foods instead of pre-processed ones. A bag of oats costs a fraction of packaged granola made from the same ingredient. A whole chicken costs less per portion than pre-cut boneless pieces. A head of lettuce beats a bag of pre-washed mixed salad every time on price. The less processing that has happened to your food before it reaches you, the cheaper it generally is. Tip number 31. Keep the freezer full. A full freezer runs more efficiently than an empty one because the frozen items help maintain temperature. If your freezer is looking sparse, fill containers with water and freeze them. This trick reduces your freezer's energy consumption, which over months adds up to real savings on your electricity bill. Tip number 30. Learn to make bread. A loaf of decent bread from a bakery or even the nicer section of a supermarket can cost several dollars. Making your own bread requires flour, water, salt, and yeast, which together cost a fraction of a store-bought loaf. Grandma made bread because she had to. You can make it because the savings and the quality are both genuinely worth it. Tip number 29. Do not heat or cool rooms you are not using. Close the vents and doors to spare bedrooms, storage areas, and rooms that sit empty most of the day. Only condition the air in the spaces you actually occupy. Heating or cooling your entire home when you are living in 2 rooms of it is a significant waste that adds directly to your monthly utility bills. Tip number 28. Wear clothes more than once before washing. Unless something is visibly dirty or has an odor, most clothing can be worn multiple times before it needs washing. Jeans, sweaters, and many work clothes fall into this category. Washing clothes less frequently means less water, less detergent, less energy, and less wear on the fabric, extending the life of every garment you own. Tip number 27. Use cloth instead of paper towels. A stack of old cut-up cotton t-shirts or flannel fabric serves every purpose that paper towels do. Wiping counters, cleaning spills, drying hands. A typical household can spend well over $100 a year on paper towels they use once and throw away. Switching to cloth rags eliminates that cost almost entirely. Tip number 26. Plan a weekly no-spend day. 1 day per week where zero discretionary money leaves your accounts. No coffee, no takeout, no online browsing, no impulse purchases. Grandma did not call it this, but she lived by the principle. Staying home, using what you have, and being content with it 1 day a week adds up to over 50 days of pure savings annually. Tip number 25. Stockpile no perishables when they are on sale. Toilet paper, soap, canned goods, pasta, rice, dried beans. These items have long shelf lives and their prices fluctuate. When something you use regularly goes on deep discount, buying several months' worth is not hoarding. It is smart financial planning. You are essentially buying your future needs at today's sale price. Tip number 24. Cancel subscriptions you forgot you had. Grandma could not relate to this one directly, but she would absolutely have hunted down every single one. Streaming services, apps, gym memberships, subscription boxes. These small monthly charges are designed to be forgettable. Going through your bank statement line by line and canceling anything you use rarely or never is one of the fastest ways to find hidden money in your budget. Tip number 23. Learn to cut hair at home. Basic trims, keeping a style maintained between professional cuts. Cutting children's hair. These are learnable skills. A decent pair of hair-cutting scissors is a one-time investment. Even extending the time between professional haircuts by a few weeks consistently over a year represents meaningful savings for the whole family. Tip number 22. Eat before you go food shopping. Grandma never shopped hungry, and she was emphatic about it. Shopping on an empty stomach is scientifically proven to increase the quantity and caloric density of what goes in your cart. Eating a meal or even a small snack before entering any grocery store is a free, effective strategy that costs nothing and consistently reduces your bill. Tip number 21. Make your own stock from scraps. Every time you have vegetable peelings, onion skins, celery ends, chicken bones, or herb stems, they go in a bag in the freezer. When the bag is full, everything goes in a pot with water and simmers for a couple of hours. The result is rich, flavorful stock that would cost several dollars a carton at the store. Grandma made her own because throwing away flavor was wasteful. Tip number 20. Use a slow cooker or pressure cooker. Cheaper cuts of meat and dried beans become extraordinary meals in a slow cooker with minimal active time. A slow cooker uses less energy than an oven. Dried beans cost a tiny fraction of canned beans. Combining cheap ingredients with efficient appliances is one of the core principles of old-fashioned economical cooking. Tip number 19. Negotiate everything you can. Grandma haggled. She asked for discounts, she questioned prices, and she was not embarrassed by it. Today, you can negotiate your internet bill, your phone plan, your insurance premiums, and many other recurring costs simply by calling and asking. The worst answer you ever receive is no, and the best answer saves you hundreds of dollars immediately. Tip number 18. Give homemade gifts, baked goods, jams, knitted items, framed photos, handwritten recipe cards. A homemade gift given with genuine care and effort is often more meaningful than something purchased. It also costs a fraction of store-bought gifts while demonstrating a level of thoughtfulness that money simply cannot replicate. Grandma gave from her kitchen and her hands. Tip number 17. Repair shoes instead of replacing them. A cobbler can resole a quality pair of shoes for a fraction of what new shoes cost. Replacing worn heels, fixing broken buckles, and reconditioning leather extends the life of good footwear by years. Buying quality once and maintaining it beats buying cheap repeatedly every single time on a long enough timeline. Tip number 16. Read books from the library. Entertainment, education, cookbooks, business books, novels. The public library provides all of this for free. Grandma used the library because buying books was a luxury. Modern libraries also offer free ebooks, audiobooks, and streaming services through apps. Using your library card consistently and creatively is one of the most underutilized free resources available to almost everyone. Tip number 15. Turn off lights when you leave a room. So simple, it almost feels insulting to include it. And yet the average home wastes significant electricity on lights burning in empty rooms. Grandma was relentless about this, making it a genuine automatic habit across your entire household. Not just something you do sometimes, produces consistent real savings on your electricity bill every month. Tip number 14. Buy quality once rather than cheap repeatedly. Grandma was not opposed to spending money on something good. She was opposed to spending money on something that needed replacing every year. A quality cast iron pan, a sturdy pair of boots, a well-made coat. These things cost more initially and last for decades. Cheap versions of the same items, replaced over and over, end up costing far more in total. Tip number 13. Eat more beans and lentils. Protein does not have to come primarily from meat. Beans, lentils, chickpeas, and split peas are nutritionally dense, incredibly versatile, and dramatically cheaper than animal protein. Incorporating 2 or 3 bean or lentil-based meals per week can reduce a family grocery bill noticeably while actually improving nutritional diversity. Tip number 12. Hang on to things because they might be useful. Not to the point of actual hoarding, but the instinct to keep a piece of wood, a length of rope, some spare fabric, or a container that might serve a purpose later is genuinely wise. The number of times Grandma reached into her collection of saved odds and ends and found exactly what was needed to solve a problem without spending anything was not a coincidence. Tip number 11. Take care of your health proactively. This one is often overlooked in frugality conversations. Grandma walked, she ate real food, she got enough sleep, and she managed stress through community and purpose. Medical bills are one of the largest financial emergencies families face. Treating your physical health as an investment in your financial future is an old-fashioned idea that the modern world desperately needs to revisit. Tip number 10. Make your own gifts year-round, not just at the holidays. Throughout the year, if you see something or make something that would suit someone on your gift list, set it aside. Grandma was always thinking ahead about people she loved. Spreading the effort of gifting across the whole year removes the financial pressure of holiday seasons and replaces panic buying with genuine thoughtfulness. Tip number 9. Insulate your home as much as you can. Drafts around windows and doors, poorly insulated attics, and gaps in walls let expensive heated or cooled air escape constantly. Grandma stuffed cloth under drafty doors and covered windows in winter. Modern weather stripping and insulation are inexpensive, and the return on investment through lower energy bills is substantial and ongoing. Tip number 8. Make double and freeze half. Whenever you cook a meal that freezes well, make twice the amount. Soups, stews, casseroles, sauces, and baked goods all freeze beautifully. The extra cost of doubling a batch is minimal compared to buying separate meals. You are essentially pre-making future meals at ingredient cost while saving yourself time and the temptation to order takeout on a tired evening. Tip number 7. Pay yourself first, every single time. Before bills, before discretionary spending, before anything else. Even a small percentage of every paycheck moved into savings the moment it arrives. Grandma did not trust herself or life circumstances to have money left over at the end of the month. She made saving automatic and then lived on whatever remained. This single habit is the foundation that makes everything else on this list possible. Tip number 6. Use every part of the vegetable. Broccoli stems are edible and delicious. Carrot tops make pesto. Beet greens are like chard. Corn cobs flavored soups. Grandma would look at a modern household throwing away edible vegetable parts and feel genuine distress. Using whole vegetables, including the parts that typically get discarded, stretches your grocery dollar further and reduces food waste simultaneously. Tip number 5. Avoid debt like it is a genuine threat to your well-being, because it is. Interest payments are money you spend on something you already consumed. They are the opposite of investment. Grandma's generation had a near visceral resistance to borrowing money that the credit culture of recent decades has largely eroded. Paying cash, waiting until you have saved the money, and avoiding interest charges keeps your money working for you instead of for a lender. Tip number 4. Know the difference between a want and a need. This is the philosophical foundation beneath every other tip on this list. Grandma could look at something and immediately categorize it honestly. Wants often masquerade as needs in modern marketing. Developing the habit of pausing before any purchase and genuinely asking which category it belongs to is a skill that compounds over time into extraordinary financial outcomes. Tip number 3. Maintain what you own. Cars, appliances, clothing, tools, and your home. Regular maintenance prevents expensive failures. Changing your oil on schedule is vastly cheaper than replacing an engine. Cleaning your refrigerator coils extends its life significantly. Grandma cleaned, oiled, serviced, and looked after everything she owned because the cost of replacement was always more painful than the cost of care. Tip number 2. Live below your means, always. Not at your means, not just within your means. Below them. Grandma was suspicious of lifestyle inflation, of upgrading simply because an upgrade was now affordable. She wore her modest lifestyle like armor against financial catastrophe. When hard times came, and they always do eventually, she had reserves, she had habits, and she had resilience. Living below your means is not deprivation, it is freedom. It is the absence of financial anxiety. It is sleeping soundly at night knowing that an unexpected bill is an inconvenience rather than a crisis. And tip number 1. The one that ties every single item on this list together. Be grateful for what you have. This is not just sentiment, it is practical financial psychology. Gratitude is the antidote to the consumption impulse. When you genuinely appreciate what you already own, you stop needing the new thing, the upgraded version, the trending item. The wanting slows down. The buying slows down. The spending slows down. Every grandmother who lived through scarcity understood something that abundance culture cannot quite teach us. Enough is not a number. Enough is a decision you make. And the moment you make it, the financial pressure that modern life constantly applies begins to lift. Start with 5 of these, then 10. Build the habits slowly and let them compound. The savings are real. The freedom is real. And somewhere, your grandmother is nodding.